Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader here for Mr. Topstep with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, daily chart of the ES, and what are we looking at? I mean, essentially, yesterday we put in a doji. I mean, it was just a flat close. Everybody had their moment. The Bulls ran it up to 1500. The Bears knocked it down below the 93 level, and then the Bulls were able to rally that back up, and we ended up pretty much right where we started. We're seeing some weakness overnight. Not much. I mean, we've traded as low as 1491, which is really four handles. It's really nothing. And I see two things. You see the Bears getting excited about four handles being down four handles overnight. Okay, that's one thing. What's more interesting is how many bulls you're getting a little bit of that panic on Twitter about the fact that we had a down night. It's not down 15 handles. It's down 4. Okay? But that tells me how weak the long hands are up here. And I mean, shoot, I would be a weak hand too. You're sitting up at 1500 coming from 1340, 25 basically, with a little bit of a hiccup down to 82. I mean, you did 160 handles. What more do you want the market to do for you before it pulls back? So the fact that that the bulls are a little nervous here is completely justified. Now, as far as the pattern dynamic goes, we saw the same pattern yesterday. Sell off in the morning, that dip gets bought, we run up. Being down a little bit this morning opens up the door to rally off the open. And what will be interesting is if the Bears can kill that rally and make a low below 91, and then try to convert 90 down into the 88 level. Okay, and I would expect there to be decent support down at 1488, and that move would get pushed back up to at least 93 to 96. And that's really the showdown. If the Bears can push down to 88 and the Bulls can rally it back to 96, do the Bears step back in, or are they going to let the Bulls have their way for another 4 or 5 handles and make a new high? That's the issue. The way the bands are curling, it really, the bands finally snapped, and we're here now. Ideally, for a swing trader like me, you'd like to see a new high that punches these bands, and then we can go ahead and go down and maybe get some ticks, and then I could add. If that scenario doesn't happen, I'm not going to add anymore. My position size isn't gigantic. It's average, and I'm willing to take those contracts and let it do what it needs to do. So, where, if we really do roll over and convert 88, where are we headed? Well, I'm not going to get interested in any kind of a significant pullback until the Bears can close below 77. Close below 77. Not trade below 77, because that's just a raging dip buy. Close below 77. At that point, the middle band opens up at 73. If you get weakness, if the middle band proves to be resistance, we start thinking about a gap fill. And then I start thinking about areas where I want to get long. Okay, I told my subscribers last night, the short trade here is getting ready to play out. I'm thinking about what the next trade is going to be. And the thing you don't want to do if you've been short and scaling in here, I know it's very exciting when the trade turns, and it may not turn at all. This may just be a 3-handle blip on the way to 15.15. I don't know. But if it does turn, the tendency is always when that P&L goes green, to just get out. That's human nature. But you have to trade your plan. Okay? You have to trade your plan. You have to trust your plan. Every time we get up here around the upper band, you start thinking that the lower band can never get touched. And pretty soon, I'm sitting here on a webcast telling you that we've punched the lower band. So, markets revert to the mean, and, we're getting pretty close to the time, if not being at the time, where the market's going to go ahead and do that. Okay, everybody have a fantastic day. Mike Vacchi, Princeton Trader from Mr. Topstep. Be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.